Coming up on today's wrestling news, Will Ospreay debuts in AEW.
We've got a brand new AEW championship.
Jon Moxley is heading to Forbidden Door.
And a CM Punk injury update.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Phil James.
And this is the news. And this is specifically AEW news. We'll be back later on today with a more WWE-centric news all about Roman Reigns potentially missing Money in the Bank and the return of a bloody wrestling legend.
Oh.
Anyway, let's talk about Will Ospreay, though. You know him, of course, from WCPW and, you know, he did some stuff in New Japan, hasn't he?
He's been elsewhere, but he's never quite hit the heights
Mainly
of
the WCPW stuff, though. He has arrived in AEW. He has invaded AEW, technically. He and his boys, Aussie Open, more WCPW people here.
Yeah, we're just making stars all over the place.
And Aaron Henare attacked FTR and one half of Roppongi Vice, Trent Beretta, on last night's AEW Dynamite. Basically, Trent was in the ring to say, we had a title shot for the Ring of Honor tag titles, and that got ruined, obviously, by Great O'Khan and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, I'd really like another shot at it. Out come FTR. They say, yeah, we're not happy. They say that we weren't happy with Will Ospreay's bitch boys, to use their terms, getting involved in it. And that summoned Will Ospreay. He came out on the ramp, Aussie Open, and Henare slid in there and attacked all of them and laid all of them out. Will Ospreay was standing tall at the end. And this is further steps on the road to Forbidden Door, and another potentially really exciting match, Phil.
Indeed, yeah, more kicking open of the Forbidden Door. We were talking about this one just before the news, though, and it feels like AEW have done a lot of this kind of thing recently with sort of lesser names and things, and you'd expect something like a Will Ospreay's first time in AEW to be creating quite the buzz and getting a bit of hype and a bit of talk surrounding it, but it just doesn't feel like it's had the same kind of impact as you would imagine it would.
Yeah,
it's been something we've been talking about for ages with AEW, is Will Ospreay.
They've maybe overdone the surprises. It's a bit weird because it's complaining about being spoiled, basically. Okay. But I'm still very excited. Obviously, Will Ospreay is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and he's been name dropped by just a who's who in terms of dream matches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would have expected this to maybe cause more of a buzz, but I've got to be honest, I thought last night's Dynamite, whilst enjoyable, was all over the bloody place.
All of AEW is all over the place at the minute.
Like, he had not only, as if it wasn't busy enough with the whole, Battle Royale, then the main event with Moxley to see who goes to Forbidden Door. Spoilers on that one I've already given you. Then they were like, and also TNT title stuff with Wardlow, and it was a women's world title match that they just hoyed on telly for no apparent reason or no announcement until, I don't know, presumably when I went to bed.
Yep.
And now there's a new title as well.
Title. It's mad.
What?
And maybe this will tie into Will Ospreay being the whole kind of international feel behind this belt. But they have announced an All-Atlantic Championship belt, which is hilarious because it's got Japanese and Chinese flags on it, and they're in the Pacific.
Yep.
But it seems like it's going to be more of an international flavour for this belt. And it's kicking off with a sort of mini tournament that's going to conclude in a fatal four-way match at for the Forbidden Door pay-per-view. So they had the first round of the tournament last night. It was Pac going up against Buddy Matthews. Really good match. Pac won, obviously.
It's coming home, lads!
I assume they're just
coming home!
Give this belt to Pac, so they've got something to give him at the UK pay-per-view that they're bound to do at some point. That's my theory, anyway.
I would not put it past Miro. He's got God on his side. Or has he? I don't know. Is he fighting God?
He probably will be. He's fighting Ethan Page is who he's fighting.
Yes.
So I assume
tied his tits in the game.
I assume Miro's going to beat Ethan Page. No offense to Ethan Page, but it's Miro.
Yes.
There's also going to be Penta versus Malachi Black. They're continuing the whole Death Triangle versus the House of Black stuff going on through this. So I assume Malachi Black's going to win that one.
Yes, I'd put money on that.
Which would make the fatal four-way match Pac versus Miro versus Malachi Black, which is already pretty goddamn exciting.
Versus all of New Japan?
Versus all of New Japan, right. Two New Japan guys are going to be fighting on a New Japan show, and whoever wins that will go into it. But they haven't been announced yet. So
surely do that. Is that Dominion this weekend, actually?
Oh yeah, it would make sense to do that at Dominion.
May as well.
So that's the deal with the new title. I don't know whether they're going to be using this more to kind of build the bridges between New Japan and have that kind of international style coming in it. It's got all the different countries' flags on it.
I really don't
does still have America on the front.
Yeah? I don't want to piss on your bonfire somewhat, but I really don't like this. Really not happy about this. When they went, there's a new title, I went, oh, thank God, here we go.
Trios, finally!
Finally, they went All Atlantic, and I went,
What? It is
don't-
mental. The last thing that company needs is another singles male belt.
I've got to try and straddle, right, both sides of the internet here, because I'm not going to go all, AEW's got 1 million belts, because they haven't. They've got other companies' belts that they often feature.
Yeah.
AAA belts. I know that's not happened for a while, but
Ring of
Honor belts. You know, the FTW Championship, all that sort of thing. But in terms of like AEW, you did have a set limit. Tag titles, TNT title, TBS title, world titles, and then like FTW Championship or what have you. I just feel like this waters down the TNT Championship.
Very much so.
I'm baffled as to why this wasn't the Trios Championship.
Trios
being
one makes a
unveiled.
lot more sense. Have you seen the size of that roster? If you're going to put some belts on people, do it with 3 people all at once
They've
and then you
made
get
them.
more people.
They're ready to go.
Yeah, mad.
If I was WWE, I'd be like, great news, everyone. Money in the Bank, we're debuting some Trios titles.
I'm amazed they haven't just done that already just to spite them.
Yeah, they could just get rid of
Vince
them, like the
McMahon loves a
women's
good
tag
spite
titles.
story.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How do you feel about this?
I'm exactly with you. I think this should be the Trios titles. I think the last thing they need is another mid-card belt. When they've got so many goddamn people that they could be doing with Trios.
I can't wait for the
or
Fatal
women's
Four.
tag or something.
Like you
There's
say.
a lot more interesting things.
Someone from New Japan versus Malachi
Oh, yeah, the
versus
match is
Miro
gonna be
versus
amazing.
Pac. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I don't need it. Sid said it best. You can have all these matches that they've had. They're great. You just don't need a title to be at the end. You can just have it be feuds and matches and what have you.
Yeah.
Anyway, last night's show mainly though on Dynamite was of course who was going to be heading to Forbidden Door to face probably Tanahashi, but the winner of Tanahashi versus Goto of course to become the interim champion to face CM Punk when he recovers from injury, and more of an update on that one. This it's just I feel like I'm really embodying AEW with how all over the place we are today. And Jon Moxley is the guy who is heading to Forbidden Door. In terms of the Battle Royal, it was Kyle O'Reilly who emerged victorious, last eliminating Wheeler Yuta, who got on the flight back from Japan and presumably got straight off it and into the ring on last night's show. The Joker, baby, was a returning Andrade, fresh off his honeymoon, of course. And more on him in the Twitter questions in a bit. But Jon Moxley defeated Kyle O'Reilly in a brilliant main event. They beat the piss out of each other.
They did.
But yeah, Kyle O'Reilly becomes somewhat of a specialist in these battle royals, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm liking this Kyle O'Reilly one. It's kind of a really sort of quietly great run that Kyle O'Reilly's on at the minute. He's just having really good matches all over the place. And I'm enjoying it. I think Moxley was the logical title. Everyone, a lot of people had all these other theories of fun things that they could have done surrounding it, but Moxley makes sense, doesn't it? I think there's no denying that Moxley makes a lot of sense for this.
Even though it was completely stupid, the whole tour.
Oh yeah, the whole thing. And then the timing of debuting this other belt just as they're doing this interim title stuff is all...
And then Wardlow saying he didn't want to fight for that title, he wanted to fight the champion, but if you won the interim title, that'd give you an automatic shot. And then
you'd also be the champion.
Hangman Page wrestled on this show. He was just the champion, but he wasn't good enough apparently.
And Moxley is the number
I'm glad
one
it's
contender.
Moxley Tanahashi.
Even though Wardlow was higher up in the rankings.
Moxley Tanahashi's going to be great.
It will be great, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, what's going on with CM Punk?
Well, speaking of the person who has created all of this madness.
Damn you, Phil!
You and your
Not this one.
leg injury. CM Punk had successful surgery last night. It was, yesterday, sorry. It was announced on Dynamite last night. They just said successful lower leg surgery.
That's really vague.
Whatever that means, and they're still being very vague on what exactly this injury is. The official diagnosis for it is very, very unclear right now. Obviously, in Punk's promo about it, he mentioned that a couple of things were broken down there, so keeping that very vague now, and then they're saying this lower leg surgery, so it's definitely something to do with this portion. But what exactly that is, I have no idea. I assume they're trying to keep this vague, so whenever he does return, it's still going to be a bit of a surprise, maybe?
Maybe.
And so people can't just start speculating how many months he's going to be out and what that's going to lead to and things like that. But Tony Khan was also on the Busted Open Radio, and he said that Punk was being treated by one of the top doctors in the entire world and a leader in the sports surgery field. So he's getting the help he needs, he's getting better. Who knows how long it's going to be? We have no idea. What the injury is, we have no idea. But it was successful, and that's the most important thing.
And it also probably explains somewhat why he was so rubbish at doing the buckshot.
Yes.
He was having lower leg problems over the last few weeks. But no to confirm date as to when he's going to return. No surprise there, really. But like you say, the weird vagueness of lower leg surgery really did tickle me. Get well soon, Punk. And I don't blame you for causing all these problems within AEW. But I'll be glad when it's all over, to be honest. I bet he's gutted as well, not facing Tanahashi. Well, he might still face Tanahashi, who knows. Anyway, right, let's move on to your Twitter questions at WhatCulture WWE. Of course, we want to get in touch with us. First question today comes from Jacob Wright, who says, good morning, King of the Mic. Hope you're well. Fantasy booking here. Ooh. This is a real hospital pass for you, Phil. Royal Rumble 2023, Final 2, Cody and Big E. Who do you want to win?
Oh!
Don't do this to me, Jacob!
Why would you do this? See, logically, Cody.
Yes.
Heart, I can't go against Big E with my heart. I'm sorry. He's the loveliest man in the world. I can't do it. Big E, 100%.
Can they?
Sorry, Cody.
Do the Cena and Batista thing.
They both land on the
That's what
floor
I'd
at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's horrible. That is simultaneously my dream, because that's 2 brilliant Royal Rumble winners.
An utter nightmare.
An absolute nightmare. Everyone knows about our love for E.
Yeah.
But also, the Cody story right now is
so
literally perfect.
Yeah.
It's like when they brought Daniel Bryan back just in time for the Royal Rumble. So maybe Cody will get eliminated at like 15 in. Maybe. And then they'll go, right. Anyway, Shattered Dreams, Gold Dust, out you go. I don't know. I can't. You can't make me make that decision. And I don't have to. Nice. That's above my pay grade. I'm out.
Cop out, you coward.
So I pick Baron Corbin. Matt Shinnery gives us our second question today. He says, morning, lads. Adam Wilborn, was that the best low blow ever? What a ball buster from Andrade on Rey Fénix during the Battle Royale. It was a very good one and a very... an interesting way to slow down Rey Fénix to make sure you can eliminate him. So I thought off the back of this, I'd ask you your favourite low blow in wrestling, Phil.
Okay. The first one that jumps to my mind is always when X-Pac was going in for the Bronco Buster, and they just went, and he just leaped across the ring, ball first into someone's foot. Oh, he's got a kick.
Yeah. That's a very good one.
It's also the most logical way of countering that ever. You just go,
there you go.
And he's done. And that's it. He's game over.
I mean, it's when someone says low blow to me, it's that, right?
Yeah, fair.
I gotta say, I really liked Shinsuke's versus AJ Styles in the main event,
controversial,
but WrestleMania. But that was mainly because
the very first.
But that was because I was like, oh, maybe they'll fix this, because that was awful. That main event, they just did a WWE match instead of just doing what they should have done, which was the New Japan match in WWE.
Yeah.
And you can't look further than Linda getting off a chair and kicking him in the bollocks, can you?
Utter classic moment of low blows.
I just love a low blow.
Look at his face.
That
turned into my memory.
That and when Taker came back and you were like, oh, well, you know, he first lost to Brock at WrestleMania. He broke the streak. How's he going to respond? Oh, just kick him in the bollocks. I mean, that makes sense. That is Brock Lesnar's weak spot.
Yeah.
He's
Achilles balls.
It's like, is Taker a heel now? Because he just kicked him in the bollocks. But yeah, let us know your favourite low blows in the comments section. And I saw this question yesterday and I forgot to bring it up, so I'm going to use it now. From Brit Pro Gamer, who says, morning, gents, a bit off topic. Clash at the Castle in September. Are you going and are you organising a fan meet-up before the event? Would love a pint with the king of the mic.
Well, have we got some, well, not really news, but facts for you?
Yeah, we mentioned this a while back, but you may have missed it.
It's not like firmly set yet. We've got the venue and things, and like tickets aren't for sale yet, but we will let you know as soon as they are, obviously. But we are doing a little bit of a live show before Clash at the Castle. It's going to be at either midday or 1 p.m. For a couple of hours just before the show. It's at a venue that's like a 10-minute walk from the Principality Stadium thing, so you can get there nice and easily. We will be there. We will be doing a live show. We'll be doing a meet and greet afterwards. We will be doing all the good things. There's going to be WhatCulture beer on tap, hopefully. And it's going to be really good fun. So you should all come and join us.
Clash near the castle is what we're calling it.
And yeah, ticket info will be available at some point soon whenever we've figured out all the details.
But yes, thank you for asking. And we'll all be there. We'd love to see you all. And yeah, WhatCulture beer on tap. I didn't know that
Can't
bit.
wait for that. That's going to be good. I hope they
I'm going to stone cold that.
It.
Sorry, run out because I've got carried away.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for that. Yeah, please do join us for that. More info as and when we get it. And yes, we'll let you know as soon as tickets go on sale. And let's move on to today's and finally. You may have seen the Ass Boys were involved in the Battle Royal last night, Phil. But they themselves and members of the Acclaim tweeted out that if you were at the arena last night, Kansas City?
Yeah?
I think so. Apologies if I've done an Austin Gunn there.
I think so. There's tornadoes, so it's probably Kansas. That's
yeah,
the only
exactly.
thing I know about Kansas.
And they said, if you're at the arena, by the way, we've stuck some notes under certain chairs. Have a look underneath and see if you can find it. And someone on Squared Circle did find it. See if I can find their name here. What's I say that? MWB_26. Good. Right. That this note was written from Colin Gunn. It says, P.S. at the end, relay the message to everyone around you from Colin Gunn. Absolutely no ass boy chance. Slightly undercut by the fact that the Acclaimed led an ass boy chant.
Big fan. I gotta say, I really like the Ass Boys.
I really like the Ass Boys. I really like this weird, I was going to say foursome, but fivesome.
Yeah.
With Anthony
It's
Bowens
so bizarre.
getting scissored by... Like, imagine Anthony Bowens, you went in a time machine like 4 years ago, and you're like, 4 years' time, you're going to be in one of the biggest wrestling companies in the world, asking Billy Gunn to scissor you daddy on national television.
I love that Billy Gunn's kind of ignoring his own kids.
He hates
or
his
him
kids.
as well.
Out of the way, kids.
No, this is my
I'm going to push Anthony Bowens around.
So good.
Get well soon,
Love
Anthony
it.
Bowens, as well, by the way.
Indeed.
But yeah, great stuff. Right, let us know your thoughts on that and all today's news stories, including your favourite low blow in the comments section below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. For daily wrestling podcasts, we're going to be reviewing AEW Dynamite, of course, later on today. Miller's going to be back with ups and downs, and me and Phil are going to be back this afternoon with more WWE-centric news. But you can let us know your thoughts on everything on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Whilst you're there, follow both of us. Follow Phil Chambers at...
Fill my chambers, and you can follow Wilborn at
Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE, as I said. But for now, my thanks to Phil. Thank you for joining us. Join us for the after news later, and we will see you soon. Whee! Oh, and it's...